Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, right. I remember when I was a kid, ESH. Yeah, with the crowd each time.
Yeah, yeah. You're sitting at you're in court for something. All right, Judge, I swear. ESH. Now, as I was saying, I'm not the guy you're looking for.
I did nothing, ESH.
And you have to have someone with a boombox to play this.
To press the, yeah! Like a pocket Scott Jackson, you know? with a little loop station, like, yeah! Bro. Are we live?
I don't know. Maddox. Just press the button.
Should we share? Should we do something?
Yeah.
Yeah. ESH.
ESH.
This is too good, bro.
We've been live for half an hour. This whole time it's just...
Yeah, and saying just ESH. The question were awesome. ESH? ESH.
I'd like to thank you for this interview.
You know? Yeah, I'd like to thank you.
We learned a lot.
I hope you learned something.
ESH.
ESH. Yo, Maddox is struggling so much right now. I have pain. I see pain. I see pain on your face, bro. I can see pain. Yo, we even went to this part of the song. Means it's long. I never heard this bridge before. Who did it, by the way?
MB14.
This is MB. Okay.
Yeah. And he has the M part. Back to the beginning.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I don't know if we go live, but at least I'm really happy to chat with you guys.
Yeah. We don't need the interview. Just talk.
No, we should call more often.
Yeah, I know. I'm. It's funny every time. It's been nice for me to do this because I get to talk to people every week. I get to look forward to talk to somebody.
It's awesome.
Sitting by myself.
Yeah, you can have news from the guys. It's like a private conversation for you, but live.
Yeah, and other people watch.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
ESH.
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 ESH. Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting, making sure that everything's good here. See if it works. Maybe we're live in a bit, but ESH?
ESH? I will respond no matter what.
You're getting pulled over.
Eon is like that too. If you ESH at Eon, it will respond like instantly.
ESH?
ESH?
Okay.
Okay. ESH?
Oh man, you know, just putting some stuff up here. Gonna let this keep going for a minute.
Yeah.
I think we're live or something, but
yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for the interview. It was really interesting. I had a great pleasure to be there.
ESH?
ESH? Maddox is struggling so much.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad. He had a lot of stress for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I put up my story to tell people to tune in. I think we're live right now.
We're live right now. Okay.
Yeah.
ESH?
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 If you guys are tuned in right here live, coming at you, Beyond the Beats, episode 15. ESH?
ESH?
We're coming at you live and direct on Swiss Beatbox YouTube. I'm Scott Jackson. Episode 15, Beyond the Beats. We out here. We're doing this live. I'm with my good friend. I'm with my one of my favorite people in the whole scene. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Right here live, we have, what's his name here? His name is Faya Braz, aka Fraz, aka The Beat Don't Stop, repping Hardy Feast, representing Under Control. His name is also Mark Karadigi. I'm trying to get your name correctly at the end. But it's Faya Braz, everybody. Ish. Coming at you live and direct, ladies and gentlemen, right here, Beyond the Beats. Let's keep playing. Ish.
We can let this playing for long. I love this jingle.
Yeah, MB14 smashed this jingle.
Shout out to MB14. I didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye, but thank you for everything. I will explain why.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But still, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in right now, give this video a thumb up. Make sure you put some comments in at the end of the conversation I'm having with Faya Braz. If you have any questions, put them in. Maddox will find the best questions, and we'll get your questions at the end of the interview to go and see if there's something from the audience. So, yeah, if you guys have questions, write them on in and give this a like. Spread it around. We're sitting here on a Sunday talking to one of the best guys in the scene ever. We're talking to Faya Braz. Also, we're talking to the ceiling. Currently talking to the ceiling. Ish. All right. What do you think? We should start this?
We should. Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go and find out what's happening beyond the beats. Coming at you live and direct one more time. Swiss Beatbox with the main man, Faya Braz. Ish. Yeah, man. So, what's going on? How you doing?
I feel great. The messages, Maddox messages, like, yeah, it's cracked me off.
Yeah, man. So nice to have you on. I appreciate you coming on, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, way before this, that last Grand Beatbox battle, still to this day, I'm never gonna change this. But if you see my camera,
it's off now. Yeah.
Okay. That's my wallpaper for my life right now. Until next time
Wallpaper life. Wallpaper life.
I took a picture while we were at the Florida Beatbox battle, and I said I wouldn't change it until we had another Grand Beatbox battle together. So that is going to be my wallpaper forever, which makes for funny times when people see my phone and say, "Who's this guy?"
That's the best wallpaper, bro.
And then if I switch over, it's Kim too.
Yeah, when you unlock it, it's Kim.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of stuff I want to talk about. Career, the French scene, beatboxing in general. But I like to usually start off with a quote. So a quote that I found from you that I really liked is from your interview in 2015 with Beyond the Beats, the original version.
The original version.
You said, "I never lost passion for the beatbox. I always keep it up. I always keep doing the beatbox because it's like breathing for me. I need beatbox." And I always like that because it shows your passion and how much you just love the scene and love what it's all about, man. So we're happy to have you in the scene, and we're lucky to have someone like you.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, I'm so happy to be part of this scene, and I'm so happy to see every newcomer has new ideas, new stuff, new energy, that's incredible. And after the weekend I've been in, I can tell a lot about this, but we will know.
Well, let's start with that, though. I want to start off right off the bat because it was your birthday recently. It was your birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause. Faya Braz had a birthday. And this weekend, I saw on your stories and I saw in a lot of beatboxers' stories, they had a big party for you, and a lot of beatboxers came. There was a battle. There were showcases. There was all sorts of craziness. Crazy. So could you explain what happened on this weekend? And also, I want to know how does that feel to go and have so many people that are so tight in the beatbox community?
That was extremely overwhelming. That was extremely. I'm still shocked, basically, because that was a surprise. That was all set up by the French beatbox family, by Fufu. Fufu, t'es un ouf, sale con. It's a private thing for him. Basically, the thing was that I was on holidays at Alex's house and Furak's house. They live together. They are roommates. So I was there for 10 days. And for 10 days, it's been like 1 month and a half. They are preparing this. And it was basically birthday bash. And they called me like I'm touring with my friend Yoshi, who's a rapper, and he told me, "Yo, we have a small gig. I really don't know how it's gonna look like, but we should go. It's on the 7th of August. Can you do it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm back from holidays. I'm down." So I was there, and all the Furax, Alex, Epoch, all these guys, FIB, they all were like, "Yo, it's not far away from home. We will come. We will come and see you and Yoshi because it's been a long time." And we're like, "Yeah, okay, cool. That's nice. I'm gonna go to gig with some friends. That would be epic. That would be good." And when I got there, I just went to do my sound check, and then you can see what happened in on IGTV. I just shared it, and all the beatboxers just popped out screaming at me, and I was like shocked when I recognized all the faces. And the guys told me, "Yo, you're not here for gigging. You're here for your birthday bash, and you're not going home tomorrow. You stay here for 2 days."
You got kidnapped.
I got kidnapped. I got fucking kidnapped, and that was the best kidnapping I ever witnessed, and it was mine. And I was really the best birthday bash I ever been to.
You got kidnapped,
And it
like
happens that
Maddox.
was mine. Yeah, yeah, that was sick. And we just, there is too many people to quote right now, but there is many people you can imagine from the French beatboxing. It was crazy. We did like some crazy battles, showcase. Many new schoolers were here. Many guys of my generation, everybody was here. That was sick. We were like approximately like 40 beatboxers, and we did a beatbox event, basically.
And what was the battle? You were saying you had a new concept for a battle that you guys had when you were there.
Okay, so the new concept of the battle is called simulation beatbox game. Simulation beatbox game. It's a whole new concept developed by Kim and Fufu and all the guys during the quarantine, and it all started like a role game, but then we turned it into a real battle, and you have cards, you can get powers, you have two captains, you can make your team, and you have cards that give you powers or not, handicap or things like that. And it's crazy. It's crazy. You have a team, and we went to like, I don't know, more than 30 battles, 40 battles. I don't know. It was longer than the GBB 7 to Smoke 2015.
Oh my God.
It was approximately the same. Yeah.
And could you tell us who won that battle?
Synopsis won, but basically the team of Synopsis won. The name were the Bangers against our team, and the name of our team was Clarence Zidov. He is a footballer. And it was also full bullshit time, so we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I told you I will respond no matter what. We had a lot of fun. So if I'm not wrong, my team was Robin, MB14, Epoch, Sami Try, and Nazca.
Wow.
So we were 6. And the other team was River, Kenozen, Synopsis, Priscia, and Ozzy.
Wow. Yeah, and do you guys have videos of this?
Oh yeah. It has been filmed. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can tell more about this, but I think the guys will post because it has been filmed. Some few parts, I don't know if it has been really properly filmed, but it has been the first edition because we did the edition 0 at Robin's house and to test it. And then it was crazy. And we started like 11 o'clock. We ended up around 5 o'clock.
Oh my God.
But basically, that's what happened.
That's
amazing, and it was sick. It was sick. Yesterday, and the 2 previous days for me are one. No, this is one of the 2 of the most crazy days I just lived in my life. I just lose my English when I say it.
That's okay, man. It's a lot of. I can't imagine having a surprise birthday with so many people.
That was sick. Up. I never saw this. I never saw this. That was the best birthday bash I ever been to, and it was mine. So
Yes. And question for you.
Thank you. Merci à tous. Merci à tous. Vous avez assuré. Merci. Vous êtes des tueurs. Et vous êtes très cons aussi. Okay, it was just greetings for the family.
It's all good, man. I was gonna say, how does it feel to have so many tight friends that you've met through beatboxing? Because some people, when they don't really understand that the beatbox family is a real thing, and having that connection and stuff. But how does it feel, because you've been in the game now for a good long while, of meeting people and seeing the scene grow and seeing this? But how does it feel for you to look back and look forward to having so many people that are so close, that'll go out of their way to go and make this event for your birthday party, and just have friends that are, some of your best friends are in the scene? So how does it feel to have that family extended?
That's exactly what you said. Like, what I can say is that, it's not when people say, when we say, because I don't know if the new generation feels the same, but when we say, all you guys, Scott, Maddox, Pepuni, all these guys, I can tell it's a true family. It's a true family. We don't say it for saying it, we don't say it for the good word. We don't say it for the Disneyland thing, We really mean it. And it really shows that, to me, beatboxers do it better. Beatboxers do it better. And you can go in any event. Beatboxers do it better, and they proved it now to me. And I was like, wow. I still knew, but I still knew it was the family. But I was like, yo, fuck, they did it, And it was like they hit the thing for 1 month and a half. Everybody knew it except me, and. Thing is that in my actual life, like I can tell, like maybe 80%, 90% of my friends are beatboxers. Almost everything I do is linked to beatbox, somewhere. People I know, my best friend who is sleeping just there is just off because he was at the weekend too, and it was a hard weekend. But I met my best friend by people who know beatboxer, because beatbox, this guy is not a beatboxer, but it's the family,
But
him and me call family, we call each other family. That's our name.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
man.
this is when we say beatbox family is a real family, we really mean it, because I saw a lot of bullshit on social media. And I saw a lot of people saying, yeah, you say your family, but real family, come to the events and stop talking, please. You can't testify this. Do you know something? I just want to tell you, I don't want to tell too much stories like this, but you know what? The first time MB4 team came to the GBB, there was so much love around, then he ended up crying nervously, because it was his first beatbox event.
Wow.
And when he came, he just had to take a moment for himself, because he was like, he told us it was too much. I couldn't imagine so much love existed.
Wow. That's what I think of when I think of the beatboxing as well.
Yeah. And you can understand what I'm saying. I'm talking about these days. These days bro. If you experienced this once, you want to come back every time. If you experience this once in your life, you want to come back every time, because all the people there are real family, know each other, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy to be surrounded by people you love, basically. And this 100%. is what it's about. Basically, this is what it's about. And we beatboxers all love each other. I mean, we are not forced to love each other, but all the energy of the events and stuff are really, really dope. And you have many non-beatboxers who still come to events because they love the atmosphere, and they didn't even do any kick, Flashbox cousin is like that. Flashbox cousin is coming to a lot of beatbox events. He doesn't beatbox at all. Marius, shout out to Marius. Doesn't beatbox at all. That's just to show the concept of the energy which is around the beatbox. Like anyone who is coming to an event, anyone who is testifying the beatbox energy, they come back. I can say it one more time, beatboxers do it better.
I agree with you, man. And it's always nice to go in. Every single event that I've ever been to internationally, from my personal experience, is always like a reunion. Because, you know, as soon as I see your face, as soon as I see people's faces, it's just, you start smiling. Because it's just like, what's going on,
This
man?
is a family, bro. The only difference is like you're on the other part of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's the
Makes
family.
It harder.
If I could take the train to come and see you, I would do now.
Yeah. It'd be a long train ride underwater.
Fucking long train underwater, but I would come, bro.
And yeah, so if you haven't been to an event yet, anybody that's watching right now, take the time, come out to an event, meet the people. We're all good people that
I think this is the best way to progress and to improve, even in your techniques, even if you want to understand what's beatbox, if you want to develop your mindset, if you want to develop your techniques. There is no equivalent with coming to an event. If you wanna meet Alem, fine, come to an event. You wanna meet Kim, fine, come to an event.
100%.
And there is no guy that will say, yo, don't talk to me, I'm Alem. Don't talk to me, I'm Alex. Nobody does that in the beatbox, you know? So it's easy. Like, just come and period. You will experience things. And you will not progress too much if you stay at home and watch the videos. And this is cool, but you will learn nothing much more than staying at home and watching videos.
100%. The live version is so different, and to go and have
different.
that.
You will
feeling.
Develop your style. You will understand what technique is coming from what technique, which technique is coming from which technique, etc., etc., etc. You will understand more what you're doing.
That brings me to like I want to get into before we get into how you started beatboxing. Actually, no. Let's start off with that. Okay. You said you've been beatboxing, and in that 2015 interview, you said you've been beatboxing for over 20 years, which means that as of today, being 2020, that means you started around 1995, which means you've been beatboxing heavily and actually in the scene for almost a quarter of a century, 25 years, man.
That's it.
Repeat that. Quarter of a century beatboxing.
That's it.
So I was gonna say, when you said you started beatboxing before you knew what beatboxing was, and you'd even heard some beatboxing on mixtapes and stuff, but you didn't actually realize it as beatboxing because it was just on the mixtape playing. And then when you actually started, when you heard Rozelle, you said that was the moment where you're like, wait a second, he's not even doing beatboxing. He is beatbox.
He is beatboxing. That's crazy. Rozelle is one of the beatboxers now. You can just hear him just do a beat. Like, it's grooving more than a 1,000 techniques. And like, you just have a... It's like, it's crazy. It's the big basics of the beatbox. And yeah, actually, I knew about beatboxing. And I was beatboxing. I knew it was beatboxing when I was. I'm like, I'm a big hip hop fan. I grew up in hip hop, so I was about everything that was about rap, about beatboxing. I was into this. I was listening a lot of hip hop, a lot of rap music, and I was doing both. Basically, I was doing both. I was doing in studio. I remember at high school, I had friends. On my neighborhood, we would go to the studio and beatboxing, rapping at the same time. And the guys were still like, in my hood, the guys were like, yeah, drop a beatbox. But it was like, with 5 minutes of beatbox, the 6 minute would be like, yo, shut up. That was back in the days. But, I was already the beatboxer of my area, but not that much. I was like just the guy who knows how to beatbox, I was not a beatboxer. I was just enjoying the thing. And as people knew I was beatboxing, there was a guy in my neighborhood. I used to go back from school in the bus with him, or to go at school with him. And there's one day, that was the time of the VHS, bro. That was the time of the VHS. VCR, bro.
Yes.
And he was like, yo, I was like, we used to take the bus, beatbox and rap in the back of the bus. And there is one day, this guy comes and gives me a tape. He gives me a VHS tape. And he says, yo, watch that. You, watch that. Just send me this. Watch that. I heard about what happened on TV because you saw the beatboxer on TV. I said, no. They say, yo, you never heard that. You have to see. But it was on a crypted channel, you know. So if you didn't have the channel, you couldn't see the video, and I didn't.
Yeah.
This guy had, and when I met him in the morning, he was like, take this VHS, go back home and watch this, especially you. I said, okay. I went back home, I put in a VCR, and I was like, I never watched so much video of my life. I've never watched so many times a video of my life.
Which
I was
video is
like,
that?
rewind, play. It was in 1997. And it was, there was, Razel was invited by a French rap group called I Am. And they invited him because they just met the Roots at the time. And when they heard Razel, they were like, no way. We want this guy in the album. So this guy, Razel, just before the album drops out, he just did some vocal scratch on a track called Dangerous on the album. And until I see the video, I thought it was real scratch.
Wow.
And then I saw this, I was like, what the fuck? And Razel told me later how they met. They met on a TV program in France. And the thing is that on the day of my birthday, the right day of my birthday, which was the 24th of July, I was playing in the south of France for a projection, the film Beatbox Boom Bap around the world. You see this film by Pascal Tessot. And my friend Pascal Tessot, he just arranged, he just made it, like he contacted many beatboxers. And the thing is that we were playing also with Imhotep, which is the beat maker of this group I Am, And it was the day of my 40th birthday. It was insane for me. And he just asked a lot of beatboxers, Razel and I Am, to do a shout out video. And before the film, on big screen, they just showed it. So I had so much surprise from my 40 years old. I had like Kim, Mike Spoon, Alex, Alem, I Am, Razel, all these guys wishing me happy birthday on big screen. And it was a surprise too, And the thing is that Razel and I Am are connected for me. They are the one that brought Razel in France, and they don't know, but they are the one that brought back beatbox in Europe.
Absolutely, I think that.
So they didn't know it, but I told it to Imhotep. Shout out Tonton. I told him, yo, you don't even realize what you did. You just brought back beatbox to the main stage in France, via France in Europe. And at the time we had Science Super Crew at the same time, which was beatboxing as well, and Eclipse was already there. So we had a chance to have a cluster of beatboxers that would extend later. And
Absolutely.
all the beatboxers all the big beatboxers of my generation, we all saw this video. No exception. We all saw this video and all were shocked. It was a big shock. I mean, for the culture-wise, for the beatbox, for the history of the beatbox, this event, Razel coming to France in 1997, is a beginning of new era. This is the setup of what you see now, and this is one of the explanations why the level is so hard in France. It's so high in France.
Because you had beatboxers. You said back in the day you had guys like Chic and Fat who were doing beatbox in the 80s.
In the 80s, yes.
In France, but it kind of dwindled off slightly. But you're saying 97 is when, after that video came out, is when it really got a resurgence, and all of a sudden everybody's like, okay, we got to practice and train to get to that level.
Yeah. This is the day I just stopped working on my raps and was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do in life. This is it. This is it. This is this thing. I found my way this day.
And at that point, when you see that video and you start deciding that you're going to, instead of less of a hobby, but making it what you want to do in life and making that transition, who was it in France that you started like seeing after, because you're a beatboxer, a lot of beatboxers have this where they were a beatboxer in their town or their little area, they're the beatboxer. Mm-hmm. But then who were the first people that you started meeting in the French scene when that started growing?
The first guy I ever met. Beatboxer?
Yeah.
According to you.
Who?
According to you, who is it?
No. I was asking you that. I wanted to know.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
would say
telling
I
you,
would say I would say probably Mike Spawn probably would be it.
that's it. That's it. That's it. He's the first other beatboxer I met.
And where did you meet him? How did that come up?
I met him at the university. I met
At
him
university.
at college. Yes, we were in university. I was studying history, and he was studying laws, things. You know, I don't know how rights. You know, he was studying this, and it happens that I was hanging on the building B, and he was hanging at the building C. We met before without knowing, and where I was hanging out, there was a guy called Ludo, a very tall guy. He was a basketball player. And he was hanging with me and also with Mike Spoon. That we didn't know that. And all of a sudden we were like chilling and he hears me beatboxing. And he was like, yo, you beatbox? I was like, yeah. I beatbox. Yeah. I love beatbox. He said, yo, I absolutely have to introduce you to a friend. It's just in the building C, like just 100 meters from there. Come with me. And I would go there with the guy, and I would go in the stair. You know, we were hanging out in the stairs, and I go there, and I found Mike Spoon with all his hood, hanging with all his hood. All the friends were there, all beatboxing, and then I enter, and our friend is like, "Yo, you know what? This guy beatbox," and Mike Spoon instantly was like, "What the fuck? Your beatbox? It's not okay. Okay, show me." And he was looking. And from this day, I kept going to university, but not for working. I kept going to university to see Mike Spoon and to see the guys of Artifice, because Bilou was there, Ken Master was there, Broly was there. They all were there. That's the beginning, you know. And I was don't do this at home, okay? If you go to university, go to study. Don't do like me. But this is what I did. I just kept going. I just kept going there with just a pen, you know, and a paper sheet. That's all. And I would go there, just go to eventually, you know, maybe going to this lesson if I have time, but my main purpose was to beatbox. And when I left university to work, because I had been to work before leaving of the beatbox, I was like any time I could, I would take my car and go to university to see the guys. And then it started like that. And we met in 2001, something like that.
And then you started
I think it's 2000.
Yeah. From what I saw, that's about what it was. But in 2000, so you start beatboxing and you start building that, you know, with that crew that starts working. And how is it that that it expands now after 97? People see this video and it starts blowing up. How does it go and put that all together? Because 2003, you guys end up having the international beatboxing convention that you guys went to, and you got to experience that. So from having a crew with Mike Spawn and Bilo and stuff, and having that crew that you have, and going to this thing, how is it that you guys felt when you got to go to an international scene and see people from all these different countries come in for Human Beatbox Convention?
We just became crazy. The first BoxCon, the first Human Beatbox Convention, is a major event. It's the first international beatbox event. I don't know if you realize.
You know? I do. I saw the video that Nino G. There's one video on the internet you can find. Nino G has the recap, and it's in 240. It's pixelated. Nino G. Big ups to Nino.
Big brother,
I saw this
Nino.
video. I saw this video. Nino. Guys,
yeah.
It's so pixelated, you know, but it's such you can already feel it. How people are talking on the microphone, showing skills.
I just do a little inside story. Like Nino G, big respect for Nino. He's one of the first beatboxers in Europe, and he's the only guy in Europe I know who shook the hand of Buffy. Period. Time.
Ish.
This is the only guy I know who did this in Europe. You know. So he's beatbox till 1986.
Jeez.
You know, he's a real OG. Big shout out to Nino G, my big brother.
Yeah, big shout out to Nino G.
Much love. And Yeah, to this. So imagine when you go for the first time at a beatbox event, you just imagine the shock you have. So imagine now this was the first international beatbox event ever. We were like, we went there with Mike Spoon. We knew we were like we had skill, but when we got there, we were like, yeah, we have no skill, bro.
Oh man,
We were supposed to have skill. When we got there, we were like, yo, we have no skill. We have so much work to do.
Yeah.
And one of thing is very important to understand for Mike Spoon and for my story and for me is that first is that Mike Spoon. Okay, maybe it's a question you will ask to me, but you know the spirits you have in French beatbox scene today. The impulse of this is Mike Spoon. You know, he's a major beatboxer. He's a major beatboxer for the beatbox history, not only for France. The main reason why the beatboxing is like that is because we had Mike Spoon with us and he showed us the way how to, you know. And he just kept, Mike Spoon is someone that federates people, you know. When we were out, when I was hanging out with the guys, because we from different hoods with Mike Spoon, but when I was hanging with the guys over there, some rappers would go from the other side of the city to come and beatbox with us. You had many, I can say this, you had many, some really guys, you know, street guys, gangster, they would come there just to see Mike Spoon. Because this guy is a light, you know? Everybody would come and see him. And the moment he was there, everything was, you know, everything was set up. And he's someone that brought people, that gather people, is the best for this. So Mike Spoon, big shout out Mike Spoon, my brother. This guy is my brother, and I learned so much. Being with Mike Spoon in beatbox, human wise, mindset wise, hip hop wise. I don't know. I learned a lot with this guy, and yeah, this is one of the best people I met in my life. And
Mike Spawn's too good. I love Mike Spawn, man.
Yeah.
Always good to see his face, and it literally I've been on stage hosting some like whatever GBB or something like this, and I'll just stop everything I'm doing if I see him. I'm like, oh my god, it's Mike Spawn. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
He's so good, man. I love that guy.
And the fact he was there, that everybody started to behave like that, you know? Everybody started to behave like that at the moment, you know? So
he was the architect of having that and bringing that positivity.
I can't say he's the only architect. It's not true. We're all in the same boat. But what I say is that the spirit comes, for a big part, it comes from him, you know? The way he was behaving with people was so full of love and full of positivity that it just made the impulse for the French beatboxing to be like that, and which is something that all the other community really are like, yo, we should behave like the French, because you know we are known to be like really, you know, really close, and Mike Spoon is responsible for a lot of this. Because people like that, I mean, people like Mike Spoon, maybe like me, maybe like people at the time, but the fact is that we all were hanging around him, you know? He's a major beatboxer. Technique-wise, beatbox-wise, mindset-wise, I can repeat it again. He's a major beatboxer in history.
Absolutely, Mike Spawn is one of the all-time stars.
So I don't even remember the first question, but I just got on this, and yeah. So okay, I got the question now. So the thing is that when we got there at the first Human Beatbox Convention, we already met some beatboxers with Mike Spawn before. Like from 2000, 2001, we directly started to meet beatboxers. So at the time we met Speaker B and Goldmouth. Who is Swiss champion, the first Swiss champion, anyone against Claudio, the organizer of the GBB. He won against Ciacolo.
Yes.
Shout out to Claudio.
Yes.
And yeah, and at the time we started a group together. And so it's happening that I've been knowing Speaker B for very, very, very long time. And the second thing is that when we met these two guys, Speaker B and Goldmouth with Mike Spohn, just before going to the BoxCon, we had a shock in beatbox. This is the first other beatboxer we were meeting, and they were so much stronger than us. And then directly we went to the BoxCon. And then after that, we had a tour for 1 month in Mike Spohn. So it was in an energy that brought us, like in 6 months, we just had so much skills more in 6 months, because it really happened in a really heavy beatbox situation in this time, because of the people we met, because of the, etc. I don't know if I'm clear about all this, because there's a lot of informations, but basically, Mike Spohn is really, really important for me in the way I've been approaching beatbox. And then when I met Speaker B and Goldmouth, that was another shock. And we had so much materials because of this when we came to the first BoxCon, that we finally were like, okay, this is our world. This is our world. No matter what, this is our world, for sure. We directly went into it. We directly, okay, let's dive into this directly.
And in your opinion, how important is it to have somebody like a Mike Spohn that for you as a personal beatboxer, when you find that person, you first meet someone that pushes you and you can practice with and you can trade ideas with? How important is that for people when they start beatboxing, yourself included, but just in your opinion, how important is it to have somebody that you can go and exchange with live and practice with in person?
This is the main thing you have to do. This is what keeps me going. Find someone better than you and try to go up. To me, it was this. At the time, Mike Spohn had some fucking skills. You can imagine. He was on time every time, even in 2001. And he created some techniques that you see today, like Alem's techniques, the why I can do it, because I worked on it with Mike Spohn years before. He created it. I was there when he did it,
Man.
So Maddox say, I heard Mike Spohn is still on time in 2020. Of course, he's always on time. Mike Spohn is the best. Always on time. Yeah, the real beatmaker.
Yeah, man, he's crazy. Yeah. But having that person, because I found the same thing that, like, when I was beatboxing in high school, I had Cole Anthony and Baloo and Sakisa and these guys in my high school that were beatboxers, and I started off and I'm like,
okay,
yeah, but
I think I see
So I started beatboxing with these guys, and immediately it was that same feeling of like, oh, okay, I got to go and learn. Okay, show me this, and then practice, and you want to go. And there's other guys, Mark Mabry, that I was knowing in my high school specifically that were beatboxing. So like to have someone to push me right off the bat, and then meeting someone like Korean Effects, like Terry, was another like whole level of just being like, whoa, wait a second.
Big shout out to Terry. Big shout out to Terry.
Big shout out to Terry. He's killing it. He's still killing it. And it's just but I mean that ability to have someone to push you and really make you want to go and exceed what you are at and keep pushing the idea and trying new things, I think is so important with the scene. And people are doing it online now, but I feel there's a weird, nothing against online again. I'm saying online's great in a specific times where we have no live events to happen really, and it's hard to go and get together. It's great to have the availability to be online to do it. But there's something about sitting beside somebody and having that personal connection with somebody, being like, okay, we're going to go meet up and we're going to practice in a stairwell, and we're going to go practice in this room, or we're going to use some microphone and practice, you know?
Sure. Really, because I really agree with you 100%. Because if you want to go further, you have to meet some other people that have other ideas. And it has to be a positive emulation, positive competition. This is what it's about. Find someone better than you, hang out with him, and try to go up. It took me years it took me years to master some of these techniques. And if you look back, you just say, yo, I have so much more skills, but you don't realize when you're doing it. And it's really important every time, you know, in my progression, what happened is that you I just learned a lot with Mike's Pone and stuff, and then after that, the new generation came, and where some of my generation just took it more easy, I was like, no, I will go. I want to go hard.
Absolutely.
You know, this is the main point. I want to go hard. There's no way. I want to go. I want to learn all I can learn about the beatbox, even if it's impossible. I need, you need a whole life maybe to master the snares. I don't know, but I was like, yo, no, I don't want to make it easy. It didn't discourage me. It did the total opposite, and that's why now I started to hang out with some youngest beatboxers. Because the fact of being younger or older is nothing. You just was there before and was good before, but you just don't have to stop to this. The day you think you're the best, you're fucked up. The day you think you achieve something, the day you think you finally master it, you fucked up. If you have to keep the flame, you have to keep the will of discovering new things or experience new feelings on stage and develop your beatbox, because this is also like, it's like, I don't know, it's like doing cardio. Like, if you go to your goal, when you achieve it, you're so proud of you, and it's really good for mental. And I recommend also an artistic activity. To me, it was beatbox, to develop your mental and to develop your mind and to develop your self-confidence and to develop, etc. All this stuff are important. This is why. You got a lot of people who don't have any passion, and they find a passion by default, and they're not so much into it, and they don't, and they, at the end of the day, they won't recognize themselves, and they will be annoyed. And the main point is to find your way, I think. And to me, it was beatboxing. And then I started to hang out with people like Alem, because he was sick. When we met Alem, he was 16 years old. We met him on a TV show with Mike Spone, and he was knowing everything we were doing. In 2008, we met him. It was crazy, meeting people like Alem, meeting people like Alexinho, meeting people like Kim, meeting people like that, meeting people like Hobbit, Bolsey, Babeli,
Yes.
Sleazer.
Yes.
Meeting people like that. If you don't go to any events, don't expect Sleazer you to send you a DM.
It's true that those personal connections that you build at events and stuff. The amount of times that you and I have just hung out and like, I am Faya Braz talking about.
No, we won't go in this joke, bro.
Yes,
Not
yes,
now.
No,
Shout out to Weaver who created this joke, but we won't go into nasty jokes now.
No.
We're online, real life.
No. I'm just saying the amount of times that we've had just times we're just not even about beatbox, just hanging out, and beatbox is always there, but just hanging out as a person and seeing it. I love that thing about the beatbox family and the events and stuff is those times. Like, one of the first times I ever went over to a world championship, like, I was there with my buddy Philly D, and Slizzer was like, "Oh, you're in Europe now. I'll take you out, and here's a place," because he spoke German. Obviously, he took us to a place to go eat, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Oh, I just met this guy, and we share a common interest, and you already take me for something to eat. Okay, fine. Next time I buy for you." And it's just it's a fabulous thing. And I think that's you were talking about it before, and it was something I wanted to get into about the idea of beatboxing in France, of why it's just always at such a top level. If anybody watches the French Championships. The French Championships is like an international battle, and you guys have such a high level. And I remember you came back, and the 10th anniversary, you made it through, and you got made through the elimination. And just to get through the eliminations, like the World Champs eliminations, because you can go down the list of all the best beatboxers that are in France who have won World Championships, have won GBB, who represent strong and so crazy. But do you think it's just about that feeling that you like Mike Spawn, as you said, and you kind of brought into the family when it started, and just why that the connection is so strong in France and why the beatbox is so strong in France?
This is one of the main explanation. As I told you, it started like that, and then it's just for free. You just don't realize, but you act by mimetism in a community, so you will behave like the others because you like this community, and the flower can grow like that. It's not under our control, but it grows up by itself. That's what I mean. This is the butterfly effect. This is what I mean. It grows because there's one point that was something good, and it just extended to a whole country for France. But the spirit is here in all the communities and all the events. For France, it comes from I explain it like that, and the level also is very high in France. I think also because Razel talked about that at the beatbox camp, and I was really happy because I was giving a workshop the day before and said exactly the same. So it's because we are really hip hop. Hip hop came in Europe through France. So we since '83, I think in France it came, and other country had to wait like 5 or 6 years more to have some hip hop. So it's been ages we have some hip hop artists there, and some ages they are connected with the American scene. When the guys were coming to Europe, they would go directly to Paris. Paris is like the European New York for hip hop. France is the most is the country that produces the more hip hop and consumes the most hip hop in Europe.
Absolutely.
You got rappers everywhere here. You got rappers everywhere and dancers everywhere. And look at the competition. I mean, not only beatbox wise, but look at other hip hop competitions. It can be break dancing. It can be popping. It can be crump. Okay, just for dance, huh? Just for dance. Crump, we have Boy Mio. Everybody knows him. He was at the beatbox camp. The break dance. You have so many people. Pokemon Crew for the DJs. You have so many guys. That like C2C, Birdie Nam Nams, people, DJ Netic, people like that.
Do you think there's a reason though? Do you think there's a reason that there's is like a quote unquote, is there a French way of practice? Is there a French way that you can go and excel at something? Like, or is
really don't know. I think it's really a matter of butterfly effect, as I told you. Is that it popped out in France on that way, and the OGs were going hard, so I guess the rest were going hard, and just by itself. If the seed was good, the flower is good. I think it's a matter of that, and I think it's a matter of the breakdance scene is a bit like beatbox scene, because we are if you get to some breakdance battle and dance battle, it's a bit the same as us. I can recognize this spirit in the breakdance family, because they all connected, all know each other. It's really the same. I'm a beatboxer. I think beatboxers do it better, but I really mean it. I'm just joking. This spirit is here, and I think it's just in France for a long time. It's in the culture for a long time. Hip hop is a culture, so it's more linked to non-beatboxing, or it's linked to a close. The fact of being close. I think it all comes from this. And the fact of being close allows you to exchange more quickly, or more in a healthy way. You are connected the same way, so you go faster. So you learn faster. And so you learn faster, so you have more techniques that you can learn faster, etc., 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 etc. This is how I explain it. This is how I lived it, And at the end of the day, you have an army of 6 beatboxers, and you don't even see it coming,
Yeah, honestly, again, France has always been pushing it, and from seeing it grow again from when I started too, being like, whoa, and like I remember seeing those videos, like 2003 with you and Mike Spawn. You're doing, or 2006, whatever, those classic.
2006. Yeah.
Those classic videos that you put out. But I found something from 2003. You added a beatbox track on the X Street, The Funky Pearls by DJ Tarek.
He's a DJ of my hood.
Yeah, but you did a 9-minute track, 9.5-minute track.
It was a freestyle, and we were going to a radio show just after that.
Yeah, but I listened back to that, and even back then in 2003, you guys had put in work. I guess that it was dope for me to see that, because again, I love looking up stuff. When I found that video, I was like, get out of here.
That's sick you find it, because this underground mixtape of, this really nice. They find DJ Tarek. Shout out to DJ Tarek.
Ish.
But yeah, I remember perfectly the day we recorded this. It was in summer. It was same weather than this. I remember perfectly.
But again, like that idea of the of working with Mike Spawn, and then I see you guys and have those classic videos though, like of you on the radio, 82 or Generation 88.
Oh yeah.
Those videos are just like amazing, and you have in that same room you have Eclipse, and you have like
Scratch.
Yes, Scratch, and seeing that, I was gonna ask you too the importance of the old school, and by that I think it's more of the importance of the roots of beatboxing, because I saw you did your workshops that you've done. I'd never been seeing it the way that you would do it to the public, but in 2014 you did Village Hip Hop. You did a week of lessons where you were teaching, right? And during that lesson,
you know about this, bro. Sick.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just looking up some stuff. But
shout out to Scott Jackson. Make some noise in the chat.
But during that time, you brought up how important you did the Buffy and Bismarcky and Dougie and Rozelle and Bobby McFerrin and Scratch, and you keep on bringing that up, and it's and even in that another interview you said 2002. When Scratch was on the famous Wake Up show, he did the first 10 seconds with the best actual vocal scratch in history.
Still relevant.
But these ideas of why do you think that? Do you feel like the new generation has missed out on some of the roots of beatboxing? And why do you think it's important for people to understand where beatbox came from, and what lessons do you think these things offer? I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear what your opinion is of it.
I think we have the same opinion, and I think it's definitely. I think the new generation is missing something by itself because they are new. So they just come with the material they have under their eyes. So you can't be young and know everything. So it's not a critic. It's not a negative critic, but of course they are missing some things. So this is the same thing. It's still the same concept as we were talking before. It's like the butterfly effect. It's like, the further you go, it's like finding the Big Bang theory, It's like the further you go, the further you will understand what's happening now. And this is what is going to give you style. Every beatboxer who has a style has a perfect knowledge of the beatbox and a really strong culture and a really strong knowledge of the techniques and stuff like that. And a really strong comprehension of the beats and really, There is no big beatboxer that don't know about classic beatbox classics. And I remember at the last Florida, you were there, bro. You remember the little party we did in a bar, like hidden bar or something? You remember that?
Oh yes.
Yeah, we ended up at the subway and stuff. You remember that?
Yes.
In this party, we were hanging out outside the bar, and there was a lot of new guys like Kenozen was there, Weaver. I mean, a lot of young beatboxers, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna show you something, and I just showed them a video of DOA in 2008. He's in intro, like Kenozen said to me, he's alone. It's like, yeah, you may discover this now. This will blow your mind. It's not linked to the techniques. It's linked to the style. It's linked to the energy of it. So the same thing when I put to many beatboxers. I did this with many beatboxers. The last one was, I remember Kenozen and Weaver in this event, and I was showing them the Scratch freestyle. They just couldn't believe it. You know, this is why it's important to Swen. It's important to know all this. I know MB14 likes to do me like you have to know, but he's really. I agree with him on this. You really have to know this. You really have to know this because it's really been interesting. Like today, maybe some people will come on Alem and take the 80% of the people will say, "What? Whose technique is this?" They will say Alem, but Alem himself, you don't listen. You know?
Yes,
People don't listen.
It's also like that video. You mentioned this as well, and I think this is one of the videos that kind of changed my life too when I first saw it. But watching Kenny Mohammed when he's at that college, and the way he just crushed that show and got everybody, the technique and everything he offered there was so ahead of its time. And you can hear all. How many you said this too, and it's something that I definitely agree with because I performed it, you performed it. How many people have done his techniques, and it's, you know, that's what he started, and he put this huge thing out there that's been growing and growing, and people have changed it and done other things with it or whatever, but that basis of it, and the amount of people that don't know Kenny Mohammed, maybe it's
I don't know today if you can beatbox and don't know Kenny Mohammed or Razel or people like that. I don't know if it's possible. To me it's like it's true. I can't imagine that. But you know, there's gonna be some day when people will come in the beatbox and will know not that much about Alem. You know, there will be a time like this. You know, this is when we will have to say, yo, go connect back to the beatbox and what happened before, because it's important to know where it comes from. Because 100%. You will master the technique more and develop your style. Today, the thing that made internet played a big part in the beatbox, but once again, as we said just before, if you keep it online, you just will keep it online. So online is good for connections, for knowing people, but there is a day you have to meet up. You know, it's just a tool. It doesn't have to be your life. It's just a tool to connect. You have to meet up and go there, and this is the only way you can develop your style, because there is a lot of beatboxers due to internet. It's not a negative critic, it's just a fact. There is a lot of beatboxers today. If you close the eyes, you don't know who they are.
Pension Kata said the same thing when I was talking to her.
She's right. I already spoke about this with her. If you close the eyes, you don't recognize the beatboxer. But he may be technical and stuff and have some drops and have some power and have some. None of what he does is his, you know. So you can't really feel any, you know, the beatboxers that, you know, you can recognize is that they are the best and are the one that knows the techniques more and better. There's thousands of proofs. There's thousands of proofs of this. 100%. Any big name. You can even hear in some breaks that it's a reference to this thing, you know. If you don't know the reference, you can't get, like, I don't know, the joke or I don't know, whatever. But you can't get it, you know. Absolutely. If you don't know this, you can't get it. And say, yo, the jury, yeah, but the jury knows, you don't. Fuck the jury, they're all fuckers, bro.
Ish? Oh, man. But so, yeah, man, you keep going, and I really do. Again, I always say it, but I really do love you, man. I love seeing the insights that you have, yeah, and the way that you I don't know, just your understanding of it, the understanding of where beatboxing came from, the importance of it, and pushing it, and seeing the generations after you in France that have excelled. But I want to go and talk a little bit about more about some of the stuff that you've done with you know, being a world champion and all. Not too shabby right there. Under Control 2007, you guys form up. It's Tico, Mike Flo, yourself, and Mr. Lips. And you guys, before you go to the actual French crew battle in 2008, you do a tour with Bionic Breathmakers. And that tour is to go and promote one of the festivals that's coming up. Now, when you go and work with this crew, and in 2008 you end up winning the French champs, what did that mean to you as first as a crew, but also yourself, of becoming a champion in France for beatboxing in 2008? Because 2006 was the first battle that France had, and that I saw that I could find national championships. But what did it mean for you to go and take down and actually win a national championship, qualifying you for the world champs in 2009?
That was basically the goal of it. When we created Under Control, it was especially for this. We wanted to do like a super power army of beatboxers, you know. But we are with the schedules and things like that. It turned out that we ended up like just being able to do it. So we did it with 4 person. By the way, I just met Mr. Lips at the BoxCon in 2003. Just saying.
And that's where you met him, and that's where that started.
That's what I say.
Yes.
But just saying, major event. But the feeling was that we wanted it, and no offense, but we knew we would get it. That wasn't a question for us. We wanted to go hard and do something else, completely something else. What we did, it was a new aesthetics.
Yes.
It was new beatbox group aesthetics, and it was the first time like the accuracy and the tightness of a group was we really worked hard on this, and we really wanted to bring something more. Sorry for my English. To bring something more, and we really wanted this. And when we won, we were like, okay, now let's go for the world champs. Our goal was to be world champion. That was our goal. We wanted to kill it. So the feeling was awesome. Really.
And then in 2009, you go to the world champs and become and you end up winning the world champs.
Yeah.
Bringing it home for France, becoming the world champs in the crew category. And I was gonna say for your careers, and when you guys won that, what happened? What happened when you came back to France from that? Did you like the response from family, from friends, winning a world championships? Because again, having a national championships is a huge accomplishment, but winning the world championships, that's again just another step up in the level. It's like it's continuing on that legacy and growing that. But you guys come back. You win the world championships, and I just want to know what happened in the media, what happened to family and friends, and just people in general that saw you guys winning the world champs for France.
It happened. It happened very well for the family side of things. From the friends' point of view, from the media has been really shit, and I'm really ashamed to live in France because we are the biggest hip hop country. But the media of France are the worst. So I mean, in every other country, all the big beatboxers. I remember we went to tour with Under Control in Bulgaria. We get in the lobby to check in, and the lady say, "What you doing?" We say, "We beatboxers." She say, "Like Skiller." You know, it was in Bulgaria. You know. Locally in France, nobody knew it. There's only one hip hop magazine that relayed the information. But I don't know. The media in France were not concerned. Really? It was not relevant for them. And this is the main thing. If you go beatbox wise, if you see the beatbox wise for the beatbox, I mean in France, and I said that we have the hip hop background and stuff like that and blah blah blah. But the thing is that why beatbox became so close as well is because basically for years hip hop didn't give a fuck about us, and I say it. We were all like, we don't trust you. No, you can't play for 1 hour. People will be bored. And I have memories of people saying this, and we just sell the show for cheaper for us to still go in a festival. And the guy is like, you can't play the whole show. You have to play. You have to cut your show in 4 parts and play it in a warm up of the big name just before your big festival with big different scenes, And we were supposed to warm up for every big name, except the last guy. We did it it was fuller than the rest, except the last guy. We did it more people than the rest because they would come back and see the beatboxers. And at the end of the show, the promoter came and he was like, "Can you do a fifth gig?" And we were like just naive and beatboxing between us and Under Control. Like, "Yeah, go, okay, let's go kill it." The manager was like, "No." He just kept us out of this and was to go. He just went to the organizer and said, "Yo, you did so much stories for us not to play the whole show. And now you're asking us for playing a fifth time. If you want it, just pay." The guys say, "Okay, no, we don't pay." And two days after, the day after, we went to play in Paris for Laurent Garnier in Bataclan, and the day after we came to Berlin and we won the championship.
And
this is why I can sound a bit bitter about that, but I really mean it for years. Hip hop, music industry, people like that, they didn't give a fuck about beatboxers. They really didn't give a fuck. It starts now. The first guys who will do it that way is Barry Wham.
I agree. Barry Wham's been smashing it, and they've been taken seriously because they go.
You know all the efforts you have to put and all the history and all the things. It just pops out now. You know, for France, it's a shame. For France, it's a shame. You know?
Yeah, I didn't know that because
you have so many good artists, you know. Yeah. But it starts now, and I'm really pushing hard Barry Wham. I really want to see them succeed because they take beatbox on another level. They took beatbox on another level. I mean, mainstream wise, beatbox wise, they're really it's another, you know, it's another, how can I say this? Another term.
Another branch.
Yeah, another branch. So I really want to see them succeed because they are deep. They are really deep family. They're from the family. They're really into the core of the French family. And seeing them doing this, I mean, in France, is big. It's big, and it's really nice to see them doing this because I tell you, this is the first time they take beatboxers to the serious. You know, they took it serious for beatboxers. So now. Now they can kill it, but it starts now in 2020.
Yeah,
France is late. France is fucking late. Yeah, France is fucking late, bro. It's a shame.
And even after you release one with Under Control in 2011, and you have a bunch of great tracks on there that, like, I still have the CD, of course, but it's you know, I Need the Funk, you know, Next Level 1 and 2, Get Smashed, Scratching, all these ones. Groove, Freeze, Under Control, Freak. I can go on with the rest of them because I wrote them down just so I make sure I do 100%. But some of them I was listening back to, I'm like, the amount of production put into that is just the voice, and it's such a organic sound to it. But even after you put that out, what was the energy and stuff? What did you get when you put that out from people for that album specifically?
We did Link to This. We did a lot of tour. We tour a lot. Link to This album. We didn't sell a lot of album. Because the label edited like 3,000 albums. You have one of the 3,000 album.
IoT Records, right?
IoT Records, exactly. Yeah. Full Rhythm IoT Records, and we just sold, 3,000 maybe.
Really?
That's it. That's it. Maybe a little less. I still have like 10 of these CDs at home. And for the festival things and for touring, it just helped a lot because you can't tour if you have no project. That's how it works. You have to know it. If you wanna start in music and start touring, you can't tour if you don't have no project. It's not possible. Promoters want a project, want something for you to sell. If you don't have this, you can't tour. You will get a gig there, a gig there, a gig there, but you won't get into big tours. If you want to tour, you have to get something to sell. This is how music business industry works. At least the tour industry works. So we had something to sell. So we did many tours. We went to Africa. We went to India. I think the album plays a big part in this. And I think also we had a really good show. And I think we had a really, really good beatbox show.
Yeah, I love that show.
Without being pretentious, I think this was one of the best beatbox show you could ever see. in your life.
It reminded me, I remember when I first saw you guys at the World Champs, like I'd seen videos of it, but seeing it live at the World Champs 2009, and just everything was so choreographed. It was like watching 4 real DJs playing your pieces that you had. Everything was from the second, and having the exact every single thing to the second right into it, and it was like dope to see, man. And
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you go on tour and you get to, as you say, I saw some of the pictures and stuff that you were touring all over the world with this. And in 2015, you come back and you still make it through the eliminations and you get to the finals. And Beatbox Collective from UK, who also smashed it that year, you guys come second. But that's over a however many 3-year span where you go in and still hold right to the very top, right to the end. So you went first place and second place. We kept it for
6 years. We kept it for 6 years because in 2012 there was no team competition.
That's right. That's right. 2015.
So and it happens that we were the first current champion to play our title. Kayla did it in 2018. And she won. She's the first and the only one to big shout out to Kayla to won twice in a row. That was our goal. We wanted to do this, but we didn't.
But you still smashed it though. To get second is silver is not anything to be upset about. It's just, obviously it's better if you win for yourself because you try. But it's
of course, but no, I'm really happy to do this. And the thing was like, we were like, okay, this is 6 years later. We were like, okay, guys, this is 6 years later. The level is way upper now. Let's see if we still are the world champions. Let's see. We are current champion. Fuck it. Let's do it. And I never worked so hard in my life than for this. I never worked so hard than for this. I think this is the biggest routines we've built. This is the routine of elimination in 2015 is the best work we did on stage ever.
Yes,
on the battle scene for us. I mean for Under Control. This is the best gig, your best show you want to see of us in a competition is this. This is the most solid thing we ever had.
Absolutely. No, you guys crushed that again. Again, it was a pleasure to be there and to see that. And when did you after 2015, you guys kind of went separate ways a little bit after a few more years, but you're still friends obviously and stuff, but why is that people wanted to go and pursue other things in life, or was it just hard for the group to stay together, if you don't mind me asking?
It's a mix of many things. This is life. Sometimes life is doing other things than you want to, it shows you another way. We had like one of the guys of the group said, okay, I'm done. I will start a family and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just personal choices. And of course, it's also linked to the fact that we've been existing for 10 years. A group is made to be split,
Yes.
A group is made to be split. And when you live for 10 years with some people, you develop relationships which are, like that.
Absolutely.
It's not always on top or always down, It's a story. It's a story. Sometimes the characters don't fit the story anymore. That's all. But and I'm okay with that. Just, it's personal choices. We can find some things but globally, I just think it's normal that a group split. And of course, I would have preferred it to keep on, and we just prepared the second album with the best ever beatbox track ever produced, and it will never go out. I got this shit.
Well, maybe you put out an unreleased thing sometime.
I will try this, but I
see
really
what they say, because I would love to hear that.
I can sound so pretentious right now, and I'm so right. No, no.
Ish?
I just say, Esh, I just say, I just say it for joke, but I'm still thinking. You know, it's like when you're an artist, you have to have an ego, and the ego, the artistic ego. If you don't have any ego, don't go on stage.
True,
Really,
100%.
you don't have to get an ego when you outside of stage. The place to have an ego is on stage or doing your thing. This is the place of expression of your ego.
Yes,
The art, the
that's
art.
like when last week I was talking to Thomas Zacre, and he said that, you know, the guy on stage is totally different to who he is, right? So
Yeah, it's
he's
not,
not
to me. It's not totally different, but is a
amplified version of things.
amplified version. Yeah,
Absolutely. But but after this, you still yourself have had so much success in your solo beatbox battling, and especially in Loopstation, because 2013 Grand Beatbox Battle, BMG, you're in Leon, tells you about this beatbox battle that's going to happen from Paponi, and all of a sudden you say you're down, you want to get into it. And
yeah,
you said that you were already looping way before then with Mike Spawn,
yeah,
and you had this little gray looper that you were working with, you know, very 2-button, very basic one.
yeah.
But when you heard about this battle that was going on for the Grand Beatbox Battle, you go there and you end up making it all the way to the finals, and Grisson end up taking it. But then you train another year and you come back and you take the win in 2014.
I'm so grateful for Christian to beat me in 2013. I'm so grateful because it made me so okay. In 2014, I was like, "There's no way I will win. There's no way. There's no way. 2013 is doing it again. No, 2014, I will go hard, and that's
Yes,
what I
and
did.
yeah, you went hard against Kumar, you went against Camaro and Hobbit in the finals, and that was a
Yeah,
pleasure to go and watch. And it was what was it in your mind that like, for thinking about looping, because you explained it somewhat in an interview, saying that you were just doing rawest hip hop stuff. You're going to do something that no one else can do. That's why his Faya Braz shit is impossible.
yeah.
And having that, but what was it that you connected to the machine itself and getting it and getting the loop station and having like the time to practice with it? How long did it take you to really figure out how to go and get the technicalities of the machine to work, and not just sitting there doing basic loop stuff, essentially? Because people can use the loop station, but then an understanding of a machine takes a long time. So how long did it take for you to go and prepare for 2013 and 14?
I don't know. Basically, I just used. I'm a weird worker, man. I'm just using what I need. I
Mm,
don't look for something I don't need.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm just. That's why in the track "Shame of a Looper," the text is my lyrics, and I say, "Good music is a skill. That's what you should have made." Skill is nothing. Skills are nothing. Technique is nothing without the good music, the butterfly effect. This is still the same thing. I stick on this concept because the first skill is doing good music. You know, Rips One. That's what Rips One says. If you can make people move, period, period. If people like your music, period. And if you start with the good music, if you add skills and technique to it, there's a lot of chance that you will kill it.
Mm,
But first, choose the music. You
mm,
know, don't
absolutely.
don't choose. Don't think about. Don't think in terms of. I will do a build up, drop, and this. No, choose your music before that, and then build up. If you want to build a drop, if you want to build this, if you want to go in this direction, I don't know, in EDM or I don't know, but just choose your music before choosing the concepts.
Mm.
I think
And
this is the main core of the. So how I used technically the loop station for this is just doing my music, the music I wanted to hear, and I was like, let's see if the loop station can provide me what I need. So I didn't go hard on research on, you know, I just focused on things I needed to make it sound as I wanted to sound, you know, as I want this bass to sound. And most of the time it's really more like a vibe and the music you're playing and your way of just your music, your personality. I think there's a lot of the 50% of the work is your personality, and then
100%.
work besides that. But if you can express your musicality with just a mic or with the loop station, this is the best thing. Just I think this is how I went to the technical parts of the loop station, but I worked hard. I was at the time with a girl. I was at her home, and I just spent. I just stayed there like for 3 weeks, and I just spent like 8 to 9 hours a day in the room alone to do this. Just went out to drink a coffee or something like that, and I was like just. There is some days I was out of the room at night, and I was like, "Oh, my throat is fucked up," you know. I retrain hard for GBB. I retrain hard, like to 6 to 9 hours a day for 3 weeks.
And then, obviously it paid off to go and take home the W. You know.
And I had a problem with the loop. Pepuni told me, "Okay, we start. You in? Say okay. We are on Thursday. On Friday, the loop station is broken." So I get it to the store. The guy said, "Yo, you have to wait for 1 week." So that's not possible. So I had to find a solution, and Andro just lent me his loop station. So actually, my loop station never won GBB. Andro's loop did. Shout out to Andro. Big
ESH?
Yeah, this is a true story. This is Andro's loop won the GBB, not mine. Thank you. Thanks to Andro.
Yeah, Andrew's a good guy, man. I like that guy as well. And you, and again, not only as a loop station artist, not only with solo beatbox battles that you've had success.
Maddox is cracking me up.
Yeah, Maddox. People don't know there's a chat in the Skype call that Maddox sends stuff. So every now and then. But also, one other thing I wanted to bring up is aside from End of Game with Kim, Polo, Scolia, and Collapse, where you guys end up winning the French champs there again in 2017. One thing that I really am impressed about is I said it in 2017, the 10th annual French champs. You came back, so you were in the first one and the 10th one. And the 10th one, you come back and you end up making it to you go against Kist and you win, and then you go up against BMG and he ends up going
he ends up
finals.
Winning. Yes.
But anyways, I was saying the ability in the French beatbox basically league, essentially, because that's what you guys have, to go and be at the top level for such a long time. Overall, with your wins at GBB, with the world champs under your belt, with winning the French champs now with End of Game, what is on your mind of where do you want to battle next? Do you still think you're going to battle solo? Do you still think you're going to battle with End of Game? Do you think you're going to do some more loop station battles? Is there anything that you're like, I want to go and win this battle, or is there something that you're still currently thinking that you'd like to do in the future?
I'm not into battles that much anymore. But I'll tell you this, but yesterday in the night, I was battling all night for 5 hours. But I mean, I'm not that much into battle anymore. The only competition I would like to do and work hard for is GBB with EOG. Because I think we can win GBB.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think we can do it. We have so much material.
And you have such a great lineup with you. That's a killer lineup you guys have. I
don't know if I think we can win, and I think we can go far. And I really want, we really want to show what we do to the beatbox. It's been a long time we're working on this. We are 4 right now. Polo left, but we really want to show what it's like. We really worked hard on some tracks, and I'm really proud of the result. It takes long. It's been like 3 years we're working with End of the Game, with some pause breaks, because everybody's working hard.
Yes,
it's good. It's a good sign. But I really love this group, and I love this project, and I love the energy. The energy is something similar to Under Control, but in another period. It really brings me some feelings, you know. And they all go hard. You know, I love it. You know, every beatboxer in the group is a motivation for me.
Absolutely, and is
That's
that
how I
something?
keep it. That's how I keep it. That's how I keep it going hard. I need these people. I need people. I need beatboxers. Alone,
Mm,
I wouldn't do it.
but you have the motivation by having other people push you. And is
Yeah,
this something? Is this something that we could
and
possibly
I need
see?
to push people as well. It's a constant back
Circle.
and forth. I need to
Yes.
push people, and I need people to push me. That's how I work. That's how I work. I'm a family guy. That's how I work.
Mm. But it's end of the game. Is there a possibility of you guys recording an album? You think, or is that something that
We
you'd
are
like to do?
actually recording an EP.
Ish?
Yes.
Yes. That's what I want to hear.
It's been
Yes.
it's been a while. We started with the same thing. The schedules are awful, but we started. We have 2 tracks almost finished.
Yeah, man. And you've even outside of beatboxing, you've produced a lot of different people's works and a lot of different worked on a lot of different albums. Like I found some stuff in 2010 with Rose,
Rosé,
ROC.
yes,
Rose,
Rosé, yeah,
you've done work with them. You've worked with all sorts of people where you've produced the song for Elixir Honey with Clash and BREZ.
yeah, yeah. You found this,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah, man. You got
yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
yeah.
But there's so many things where I hear and your style of
Thank you.
producing that I can hear.
Yeah, I'm a beat maker as well. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Josiah Hotwire, you've done stuff
Josiah
with
Hotwire. Big shout out to Josiah from Harlem.
Dandy Guel.
Dandy Gale, my man.
Dandy Guel. Yeah, you've done a bunch of work with him. You've done a lot of different work from what I can see. Obviously, the biggest one that I see that you've done a lot of work with is Hip Hop Momo that you've got with Yoshi, the
Yoshi,
original,
of course.
where you have,
You Cam Shell. Yeah, he will understand this.
but you have the beat and the voice. And
Yeah.
that is a project that I've seen a lot with. And even most recently, he's putting out a new album again.
Mhm.
And you guys in 2019, you put out 12 minutes de kickage.
Yeah, yeah. 3 minutes de kickage. Exactly. 3 minutes
Yeah.
of kick.
Yes.
Kickage.
But man, with with the stuff that you put out with Yoshi is like headbanging hip hop, makes me happy, and like really the production on it's high, and that's something that I've been seeing. Just even the videos, even if it's just you and him in a studio. From that to seeing the live show that you guys do, can you just talk more about specifically that project, but other projects that you've worked with? Because the production side of stuff that you make it's so clean, and it sounds like
That's crazy. Yoshi is one of the funniest guy I met, and it went really quick with him. I was looking for him to work with him, and he was looking for me to work with me. We had some proposals to do to each other, but we didn't have the contact. It was back in 2011, 12, something like that. And a guy, an organizer of the hip hop, I think it's Greg Gary Urbain, shout out. He put us in contact, and we started to call, and we had an appointment. Okay, come at home. We met. The first day we met, we went in the studio, and we did the first video, the beat and the voice. It all started. The name. It all starts from a joke from Yoshi, who has been doing for years the beat. I can do the beat and the voice at the same time, and doing shitty beatbox and voice at the same time. You know, it comes from this because he's a true hip hop artist too. And when we met, the energy, the feeling was there instantly. We've been to the studio, dropped out the first video, and then the group was on. And then we ended up touring in the Comoros, in Ghana, in many places in Croatia, and many places in France. And now we are touring with him, plus Soap, DJ Soap, son of a bitch, who is the one who produced the most track on the album, and who is the one who produced the most track on the album. And now we are doing the tour of this album. That's why I go back on the first thing I said. If you want a tour, you have to get something to sell. This is it for now. We tour with Yoshi. This is the promotion of his album. The album name is C'est pour vous. The translation in English is It's for you. And it's a dope hip hop album. If you love hip hop, you love rap, you love French rap, just go and take C'est pour vous, the album of Yoshi. also the album Hip Hop Momo, and also an EP he did with Soap, Son of a Pitch, called Yoshi Meets Soap. A lot of information, but
yeah, no. I hope people are
I
listening.
just want to
because
say
it's
something
good
to
music.
Yoshi. I just want to say something to Yoshi. You came shell. Okay, that's done.
I'm not sure what you said, but I'll cheer for that. I'll get the people
If
cheer
you
for that.
reverse that in French, you will get something really funny and dirty.
Okay, well, I'll leave it to somebody to figure that out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what you did with BMG when you were versus Dutch Demolition with
Yeah.
and Beard.
Their
killer.
name was The Majestic.
Oh, yes, sorry, yes,
The
that was
Majestic.
that was a kill off part of the battle in Brussels. When I saw that, I'm like, oh man, it's over, it's done.
2016, yeah, 2016.
Yeah, that was a solid.
That was
battle.
funny. We had so much fun with BMG doing this. We had so much fun. We were like laughing, all along. We were like, we can't wait. We want to do it. We had so much fun. Big shout out to BMG.
Yeah, BMG's amazing. I love BMG too. And you keep on another thing that I found that I thought was super cool that you did in 2012. You did a live tribute to Duke Ellington and his 1938 1936 standard in Caravan, and you played with Oliver Aikida and Jerome Duhamel or something like this.
I didn't even remember the name of the musicians, but I remember the gig perfectly.
Yeah, but I watched that back, and is that something that obviously do you enjoy projects like that where they're kind of outside the box of just beatboxing, but you get to go pair with people and work with different projects?
One of my favorite, the favorite work I can do as a beatboxer is playing as a drummer in a music group. This is one of my favorite things to do. I've did it a bunch of times, and this is one of the thing I prefer basically. Actually, I'm working with a cappella group called Color Voices, and I'm the drummer actually. So I really enjoy projects like that because it really puts you out of your comfort zone, and it really puts you out of the beatbox world, which is maybe too much comfort zone, and the hip hop world, which is, this is our zone. So with ease in it, I love to go and meet some other people. You have some lyric singers, some in the group you have an African singer, you have many things, blues singer and stuff like that. You can, I love to relate to other instruments, and you realize finally that every music is linked when you do this. So it's interesting for the knowledge of your art, and of course for the feeling it gives you when you're on stage, because there's no better feeling than that.
100%, and it's like seeing some of the other, like, again, every time I do one of these Beyond the Beats, I try to look up and remind myself, because I remember I've known your stuff for forever. When I first started beatboxing, you're one of the guys I saw. But getting to look up and really try to take in depth, and I found stuff like videos you had Green Vibe Crew in 2010 at the Paleo, and that was a cool set. That was a cool set to go watch too. But just to see how the way that you've taken beatboxing and melded it with different things, and your success that you have with crews and working with others. And is there any advice you could give for beatboxers that are looking to go and expand and work with other instruments and other beatboxers, but just is there advice that you can give for people that are working with others, like on how to work positively with others and get good results?
Just love what you do and do what you love. Don't force yourself.
That's very well said.
Don't force yourself. There's no format. Of course there is. You will try to feed some format. That's normal. Even me. But I mean, don't go too hard into this, Don't copy paste, or don't do it because I don't know. If you don't like to play with musicians, just don't do it. That's what I mean. If you like it, just try to do it. Then, if you like battling, there's people like, you have many beatboxers. You got a beatboxer and a mindset. There is no category, doesn't exist. There's no people thinking like this. You have one beatboxer, one mindset. So, for example, if you talk with BMG loves battling. He's a fucking good musician with beatboxing. but he doesn't do it on a pro level. I mean, he doesn't earn money with it. He has the pro level, of course, but he doesn't earn money with that. He doesn't focus on earning his life with beatboxing. He's doing something else, but he still has the passion, and it still goes hard. And when it comes to competition and battling, he's in. You know, you got beatboxers like that. They love battling.
It's true.
You got people that need that to go. Alem is like that. Alem is a battle machine. Alem is the typical case I spoke just before. He needs people better than him to go further. And as for years, there was no people better than him. It was really hard. So he was just, you know, just keep on just like raking every technique he could. I think this is basically it for every beatboxer that keeps on. You look for something you can't do. You look for something you want to improve. Alem is working like that. You can see it when he did a video with Pac-Max. He say, yes. I hate being old. He says it in. Imagine me. That's what I say to him. Imagine me, bro. Imagine me. And I still have this.
You're 14 though, right?
Connection is not good. I lost you, bro. ESH? I lost you for ESH?
ESH?
Yeah, you're lagging. The lag team battle.
Oh. Lagging battle.
Yeah.
Okay, it says I'm back now.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's internet problems, but what are you gonna do?
Luck. Luck tag team from Canada. Maddox.
Yeah, man.
He's too
funny. Yeah. And you also keeping on to just working with people. Some of the other things I've seen when I got to look a little deeper, I really liked you worked with DJ D-Gel. You did album appointment. That was fire. It's you paired with a DJ going and pushing it together. And another, obviously, you worked with Alexinho for that Red Bull battle or the Red Bull thing that happened. And Dernier Mot.
The dernier mot, last word. It means the last word. There's the name of it's a rap competition.
But you got to go and work with him. I'm just throwing stuff out there, anyways. But you've got a lot of success on it, and I do like a lot of the. Now let's get into it. ESH. What is ESH beat by Faya, and you had it with Swish. Now this is if anybody is watching this right now and hasn't gone online, you go online after this and you watch this video if you want to know.
What is ESH? Just type what is ESH on YouTube, and you will have all the response to your questions.
ESH. And you did a line in 2018 where you had those multi videos, and you had a bunch of them. The Esher, what you ESH Dreams, ESH It Up, the Eshness Liquid ESH Swords, ESH Running, ESH Patterns, Every ESH You Take, ESH Likes You.
Yeah, I just ESH'd everything. Everything is turned in an ESH way.
It's too good.
I want to keep this. Now I want to keep this. ESH is me. I want to keep it. ESH.
Before I get into rapid fire, I wanted to go and say you've had the chance to go and judge around the world as well, and people have brought you in from the Chinese beatbox battles to Asia beatbox battle, Moroccan champs. You've been around battle and got to go and judge at all different events. Can you, from a judge perspective, and people that are watching this and will watch it back, in your opinion, what do you look for as a judge? Not just the categories that they give you to score out of, but what do you personally look for as a judge in a battle situation? Solo battle. Not Loopstation, not tag team, but solo battle.
Knowledge. That's it. Knowledge, experience, the ability of understanding with what is what, the ability of, just being able to make the difference on one point, There's a moment where, if you're in a big competition, there's a lot of chance both of the guys are really super strong. So you have to decide on one thing. the slightest mistake will make the difference. So this, and I think really think this is a matter of knowledge, a matter of knowing the discipline, a matter of knowing what's going on, and you don't have to be like, I don't know. You can judge a battle from the moment you have knowledge in beatbox, and from the moment you have enough knowledge to know it. I don't know how to say it, but you have to get like knowledge and a point of view from far away. That's why if you're too young, you can't really get this. That's why I recommend experienced beatboxers to judge.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. It's hard for someone that
even if you're a newcomer that kills it, it doesn't mean that you know. It doesn't mean you have the enough experience to, because for example, when you were a young beatboxer, your values and your system and your sale of what is good and what is not good is not the same as you understand what I say. It's not that you don't evolve in the same universe. You don't evolve in the same world. You just see few things. You understand this is good, this is good, this is good. But you don't know what's behind this. So you may have a false idea of what's good and what's wrong. That's why experience is major, I think. Experience and knowledge. I don't know how to tell it more. Apart from the criteria that you will be given and you ask to judge, referring to these criteria, but I think experience. And at the end of the day, a judge will choose the one he preferred. At the end of the day, this is always like that. Mm-hmm. Even if this is why you have 5 judges. Like knowing or having all this knowledge and having all this, which do you prefer? This is the question you've been asked when you're judge. Knowing that you have all this background, which one do you prefer? And you don't, this is not questionable. The guy is a judge. It's not questionable, like, okay, he has to be able to judge this battle.
It's true. And that's something that I see. It's a hard thing. Sometimes people, when you watch at home, and I've all the times people watch a video at home and they try to say, oh, well, this guy should have won or this should have happened. And you're saying like, well, in the building is totally different. It was totally different when you were there live. And I feel like it's good to have a judging panel that has people that have the experience and the knowledge of beatboxing, like you say. And it's nothing against people that are just starting out or beginning and stuff, but sometimes it's you might miss something and not understand where it came from as to why.
That's it. And this is why you will see exactly as you see in the comments. No, this is scam. This guy should have won. Fuck the judges. Anyway, fuck the judges. They are fuckers. Shout out to Ian. Fuck the judges, man.
Yes. All right. Right here live, though, we're going to get into another section. We're going to do something called Rapid Fire. All right. So, the way it's going to work is I'm going to ask you about, 8 to 10 questions, and I just want you to go and give response as quick as you can, all right?
Okay.
Right here, Beyond the Beats with Faya Braz, we're about to go into Rapid Fire. First and foremost, what is your favorite type of instant noodle?
With the chicken instant noodle.
Ish? Who's your favorite solo beatboxer right now?
Alexinho.
Who's your favorite looper right now?
Wow. It's hard. Saro. Okay, Saro.
Who's your favorite tag team right now?
Unity.
And who's your favorite crew?
EOG.
What is the best food in France?
The best food in France, pasta with cream and white wine with onions and salmon.
What is the
I don't know the name.
That sounds good. What is the hardest battle you've ever been in?
I've been in final of the World Championship 2015.
What is the hardest battle you've ever had to judge?
The final, the French Beatbox Championship 2015, Berry One versus Tim Punk.
Who is James Bond 000?
Who is James Bond 000?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember that? Okay.
No, I don't remember. Too many inside jokes.
Last question, just very simply, where's the best coffee from?
Italy.
Italy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was rapid fire questions. Rapid fire. With Faya Braz right here. I just brought up the.
I think the hardest battle was the loop battle against Kema. I agree. I agree with Maddox too at GBB. It's are the World Championships for the hardest battle and the battle with Kemar too. Yeah, definitely, well. Maddox.
But I was bringing up the. I found a video from like 14, 15 years ago, and it was you doing a dub over of James Bond. It was James Bond 000.
Really?
Yeah, it was on. It was. I'll send it to you. You tell me if you remember.
Oh yeah, please, because I have no memory of that.
It made me laugh so hard when I was watching it. I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna remember this. But
what is this? I don't even see what is.
I'll send it to you. You tell me.
Okay, please do.
Yes, it's really random. It's super good though. But next up, we have questions from
my friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni
has a few questions for you. So Paponi wants to know. What does Grand Beatbox Battle mean today for you?
The biggest competition, the biggest beatbox competition, actually.
And what does it mean to you, just in words, other than just being the biggest competition?
To me, it's the if you have to choose one event to go, it's GBB, the best beatbox event. It means a lot to me. It's the spirit of the family you can find there. I sadly couldn't go to Poland because I had a gig, but I was supposed to come to the next one, but it was postponed. So I will try my best to be there on the next one if I have no gig. But to me, GBB is the perfect event that reflects all I said before. If you want, you will meet anybody here. You know, you meet everybody here. If you want to meet beatboxers, really big beatboxers, you want to meet them, go there.
I agree.
Go there. Really, this is the best event you can. This is where you will learn the most. I think this is one of the. To me, this is the event where I learned the most beatbox wise. I missed only one GBB since 2013. Before I didn't come, but since 2013 I was there each year, except the last one, and each year I learned something.
Yeah, it's a beautiful event. I definitely agree with you. But
it's a beautiful event, beautiful family event, and one of my best beatbox memories are definitely in GBB. And we all say it with Kim and the guys. You know, we were on Zoom, and to just keep enjoying the guys when we were on private conversation, I would put the background of the hostel in Basel, you know, and they were like, "Yo, we're in Basel, we are GBB, we can," you know. It's really, to all the beatboxers, it really means a lot. GBB really means a lot. This is the best event.
I have to agree, it's amazing. It's,
I don't know how to say it. This is the best beatbox event you can go to.
Well, that's another question from
my friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni.
He wants to know. He says he calls you Brazovsky. That's not even a question. He just wanted to say that to you. And he goes, "What are your dreams that you still want to achieve in the beatbox scene for yourself?" Is there anything that you think of, like a project you want to work with another beatboxer, go to another?
Doing my album.
Faya Braz album?
Yeah, I started it years ago. I had problems with computers, with Tico, and many problems. I started it. I really want to achieve this. Is my biggest project, and I don't want to drop just an album. That's why it takes time. Maybe it's detox. Maybe it won't go out. I don't know. Maybe I have too high idea of what I want to do. I don't know. But I don't want to put an album to say, put out the album. I'm not interested in this. I want to put out the album. I don't know if you see what I mean.
No, I think I have an understanding of it. Makes sense.
Yeah. This is the main thing I want to do. And the other thing I'm dreaming of is to stay relevant.
Well, I think you're achieving that.
Today, yes. In the future, I want to stay relevant.
Well,
I will do my best to do so.
I think that you're in good. You have good ways of doing this because you have so many fresh beatboxers around you. You're part of the scene, and you get to see it and trade with from the young guys to the guys.
That's what maintains me, and I still say it like I need beatboxers and I need a family. The beatbox family is a real thing, guys. Yes, all the comments I see is like you're not real, you are lying. It's just to say it. It's just like demagogic, something like that. No, we are a real family. As for me, the people was there, the people I know since years, we are all real family. We are all close friends, and we all help each other when we have problems. You know, according to you, why Alexinho shout out me at the World Champs? There's no other reason. He's on stage. He's about to battle at the biggest competition in the world, and he thinks about shouting me. And you will come to me and say we are not a real family, man. If you don't come to the event, fuck you. Don't say this. I really mean it. I really mean what I say. If you never came to an event, just keep your mouth shut about this. We are family. For real.
I agree, man. Well, I'm happy to have you as my brother, man.
Yeah, me too, my bro. And I miss all of you guys. I miss events for that, because events are basically the places together as a family. So this is why GBB is important, because this is the biggest one, and this is where the family from the further away, they will from far away, the most far away you can imagine, they will come to the event to see the family and train on the beatbox and do the battle. Battles are a pretext. The real GBB is the after party.
I agree. And get to go and see people.
Otherwise, stay at home and stay online and watch the battle.
Ish?
Yes?
My friend Papuni.
Has one more question for you.
My friend Papuni.
He wants to know,
My friend Papuni.
what is your advice to new school beatboxers, people that are jumping into the scene now or have just joined recently? What advice do you give to new school beatboxers?
It's hard, man. It's hard to say. Just stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. That's the only thing I can say. Stay true to yourself. That is the only thing I can. If you know, I don't know. I don't really know. I never knew how to respond to this question. I never knew. Just do it as you feel. Listen to yourself and stay true to yourself.
I think that you've given this answer throughout this interview a lot, and said a bunch of things. I want people to go and listen to this whole thing back, because you've hit on a bunch of points from staying original. Don't do things that you don't want to do. Don't follow stuff that you're just trends or whatever. Be original and stay true to yourself. I think that's the best way you can possibly say it. But ladies and gentlemen of the audience, we have a few questions from the audience itself. The questions from the audience, for people that were watching, thank you for tuning in once again. Beyond the Beats, we have Maddox send me a few messages. He goes, one question from the audience is, what is your favorite music genre right now?
Hip hop, like rap music, boom bap.
Boom bap. I like it. Another question from the audience.
Yes.
What is your favorite sound to do right now? Is there a sound you're working on that's your favorite currently that you're trying?
It's a good question. I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. Like maybe it's more a combo than a sound. Like a something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I think so. There is. I don't know. Basically, I don't know.
But that's a combo that you're working on. I like that. Another question from the audience. They want to know I'll actually add on to this question. So where did the name Faya Braz come from? And also, what does the name Artifis mean?
Okay. Faya Braz came from a long time ago when I was at high school. My name was Braz. I was a fan of hip hop, as I told you. I was rapping, beatboxing, and graffiti at the same time. And my name, my tag was Braz, and I was hanging out with one of my friends. His name was Odaz. Shout out Frank, big up. And we used to love the A and the Z letters, you know. So we would do this Braz, Odaz, and then people started to just call me like that, like Braz, Braz, Braz. Just stayed, and then I added the fire just years later, around 2004, because it brings fire, so fire, and also fire in French slang means you're high, and that's something I'm often in. Don't do this at home. Don't do this at home. I repeat myself, don't do this at home. Work at school and don't listen to me. This is not something you should do at home. But this is the case for me. Fire means high in French slang. So it was both, it was a double effect, like the fire and the fire and Braz, So it's where it comes from. And artifice, it means in French, when you say feu d'artifice, it means a firework. So it means like the firework team.
Wow. I like that. That's a good name.
But we just wrote it like, an art, and then hifi, like, the hifi, like, I don't know, like that. Yeah. Hi-fi, like artifice. So in France, we say ifi. We don't say hi-fi. That's why.
Absolutely. So that's a question from this. We have one more question from the audience. I guess we do that. Some of these questions make me laugh because who were the people that you started ESH with? We'll just go and say, watch the video. The video's there.
Yeah.
But
no, but I have to say it. I started ESH with Mike Flo. ESH is born in Nigeria, in Abuja, at the Hilton Hotel. And we were so bored, then we started to ESH at anything. And ESH is born like that. ESH was born in Nigeria. You better know it.
ESH. ESH. ESH.
ESH. ESH. ESH.
ESH.
ESH.
ESH. ESH.
ESH. Yo, Maddox, just write the the amount of time we say ESH. He just was counting at the beginning. We said it a lot of time.
ESH.
ESH.
maybe you lost count. But yeah, I think that's enough questions for the audience because you say a lot of them you've already answered. But who's your favorite new school French beatboxer? That's the last question from the audience. Out of the guys that you've recently might have met or found out about, is there anybody that you think is going to be on the next?
What is new school? I don't know. I think my favorite beatboxers is Alex. Mm-hmm. But in French, I don't know if it's new school, but to me, Collapse and River.
Yeah, man.
Collapse and River.
Killer.
Like period to me. Like Collapse, River, and Alex. Like really, Collapse and River are really impressive.
Yeah, River's been winning a bunch of battles, a bunch of the online battles.
He killed it this weekend at my birthday bash. He killed it.
Smashing it.
This is where this is where we went and we saw beautiful things this weekend in beatbox. And Collapse, wow. I have nothing to say. Like, wow. They are all young. They are part of the level I want to reach. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's inspiring words, man. That's inspiring words for you to be like.
Never think you're done when you're old. It's bullshit. Never think you're done because you are old. You can be done, but never think like that. Like I hate this mindset of like bitter old, like the new school and stuff. Like no, like I always give this example. I always give this example I give all the time. Imagine the time where the guys were carrying things. Then all of a sudden you have this new school guy who creates something called the wheel. Imagine if the rest of the guy carrying the stuff saying, no, fuck the new school, man, I'm done, I'm the best, I can carry so much things. Yeah, but if you put some of the things with two wheels and you pull, you can pull a lot more. Yeah, but this is the new school, fuck it. Yeah, but it works. So if you're clever, you're just applying something that works. That's it. So to me, speeding on a new school is so, I don't know, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like we Maddox is killing me. We have to constantly exchange with each other. And it's not because I'm Faya Braz and I've been beatboxing for more than 20 years that I know everything. I still need to know more, and I still want to push my art somewhere else, you know. I still wanna do it. As I said, I still wanna be relevant, so I will do my best to be.
Well, I'm excited to see where the future will take you, my friend. I'm excited to go and see you keep pushing it, because again,
Excited as well, bro.
Man,
I don't know I don't know the season, the rest of the season, how it's gonna be, but I can't wait for it.
Well, I mean, you're 25 in right now. Imagine another 25 years.
I hope the writers write a good story. Yes? Yeah, be careful, guys. Write a good story. Make me rich. Yo, fuck. Make me rich now.
Yeah, man. You gotta go in. What you call it? In 25 years, you and I will be sitting at GBB what? GBB like 35 or something like that.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Sitting in the background.
I hope one day you, me, Maddox, and all the rest are fucking old and see new competitions and hating on the new guys. This is when we're gonna be hating. Yo, no, fuck it. Remembers 50 years ago.
Ish. Ish. Oh man, that's too good. Well, speaking of keeping up, speaking of throwing down, do you want to do a freestyle for everybody that's watching? Because that's been a lot of the chat. Everybody's sitting there in the chat right now. Beyond the beats, Faya Braz about to go and drop some beats right here. Show us what it's about. I say the 3, y'all say the 2, and the 1. Crowd in 3.
Freestyle. I don't give a fuck. Might be motherfucking old. I'ma pull up with a stick and hit you, motherfucking dough. Yeah. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Might be motherfucking old. I'ma pull up with that stick. You ain't you motherfucking ish.
Ish.
Ish. Hey! Hey!
Ish.
Ish.
Ish. Yo,
It's
man.
so hot in there. It's so hot in there.
You crushed that. Crushed that freestyle.
Thanks,
Yes.
bro. Yeah, that was total freestyle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm a bit tired of my weekend, so I was a bit
You deserve
wavy.
it.
That was a bit wavy, yes.
Birthday weekend, get to hang out with the Beatbox family.
All the Beatbox fam. Once again, merci beaucoup les gars. Merci beaucoup les gars. Je vous aime.
I'm a big fan, man, and I always will be, and I can't wait to go and see you in ESH next time we see each other. So
can't wait to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. Maddox.
Yes.
So before we end off, I was gonna say two things. One thing, thank you for being on. If you guys want to,
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, bro.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, big pleasure. And if you want, not if you want to, if you're a fan of beatboxing, make sure you guys go check out @Faya Braz, and he's gonna find him on Instagram, find him on Twitter, find him on Facebook, find him on YouTube. Go and support him and check out the new album that's coming out with Yoshi. And where can people go and get that new album with Yoshi?
They can order it online. It's on Spotify, on the platform Spotify, Deezer, all the platforms. I think you can get it on all the platforms. Yoshi can answer to this question better than me. Just type "C'est pour vous" or translate it for you in French. Look at this album. The name is Yoshi, the original, and you can find some real true hip hop tracks inside. This is one of the best hip hop albums that dropped out in 2020.
Absolutely.
In France.
C'est pour vous, new album, Yoshi the original, featuring Faya Braz on a bunch of things. You're going to see him around. He's going to be smashing up stages. We're going to be seeing more of him when future things come together. When we have events that are live again, I'll be seeing you there. And I'm excited to go and meet you again, man. Actually, I miss you, and it's nice to go and have this talk with you, even beside all the people that were watching.
I miss this. You know what? I miss the dream team, bro.
Ish.
Ish.
Oh man, is there anything else that I haven't talked about that you want to talk about before we jump off here?
I don't have any idea now. The green team. The green team is everywhere, my bro. Yeah, apart from what we say, I think we we said a lot of things. I don't have any subject right now in any topic in mind. But thank you very much for having me here, bro. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I had an absolute blast, bro.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Beyond the Beat. This was episode 15. My main man, Faya Braz. Go support him. Go get Yoshi the Original's new album. Make sure that you go and check that out. See him live when he's doing shows. Follow up with Faya Braz. One of the greatest to ever grab a microphone. A person I'm very, very humbled by, to go and call my brother and a good friend. I can't wait to see you next. And I'll see you guys next week. Beyond the Beat episode is going to be coming 16 next week. Tell us what you think of the show. Leave some comments. Leave some thumbs up. Leave ESH. One more time. Beyond the Beats coming at you live and direct. I'm Scott Jackson on behalf of Swiss Beatbox. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Faya Braz, man. One more time. Much love. But with that, we're going to go and sign out.
Much love. Thank you very much for having me here. Shout out to Maddox. Shout out to Pepuni. My friend Pepuni. Make some noise for Scott Jackson in the chat. Makes a lot of noise. And loads of 3, 2, and 1. And I said beatbox. I miss this. I miss this. I miss these vibes. And the last thing I want to say is that I let me do a big shout out to all my French beatbox family. And stay tuned for more end of the game. Things are gonna come out soon. Big up EOG. Follow us EOG Beatbox.
Once again, Faya Braz, end of game. ESH. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Scott Jackson here, Swiss Beatbox, Beyond the Beat, Faya Braz, and that